Richard Boone, born Richard Allen Boone on June 18, 1917, in Los Angeles, California, was a uniquely compelling figure in American film and television. Descended from a family with deep historical roots, including being a seventh-generation nephew of frontiersman Daniel Boone, he was destined for stories of adventure and complexity. Boone's life reflected both rugged American heritage and intellectual depth. From a classical education to wartime service, he developed the discipline, courage, and resilience that would define his professional persona. His path through early struggles, acting studies, and a variety of roles would shape one of the most iconic yet enigmatic careers in television history. Early life and education. Boone's upbringing in Los Angeles was shaped by a mix of privilege and rebellion. His father, Kirk Boone, was a corporate lawyer, and his mother, Cecil Boone Beckerman, came from Jewish immigrant ancestry. Boone's family heritage linked him to early American frontiersmen, hinting at his eventual affinity for Western roles. He attended Stanford University to study art, but struggled academically, leaving before completing his degree. Despite these early setbacks, Boone's curiosity and ambition never waned. He took on varied jobs, including working in oil fields and boxing, before enlisting in the US Navy during World War II, where he would develop qualities that later defined his screen presence. Military service and early career. During World War II, Boone served as an aerial gunner in the Pacific Theater, earning a reputation for bravery and discipline. This experience not only shaped his worldview, but also prepared him for the demanding life of a professional actor. After the war, Boone used the GI Bill to study acting at the Actors Studio in New York, training alongside rising stars of the era. His early career began on stage and in supporting film roles, with appearances in The Robe, 1953, and Dragnet, 1954. These roles allowed him to hone his craft, demonstrating the intensity and presence that would later define his performances. Breakthrough in television. Medic Boone gained widespread attention for his portrayal of Dr. Conrad Steiner in Medic, 1954 to 1956, one of the first realistic medical dramas on television. The show demanded emotional depth and a nuanced understanding of human behavior, which Boone delivered with authority and sensitivity. Audiences appreciated his ability to carry serious storylines with intelligence and restraint. This role laid the foundation for Boone's status as a household name and showcased his skill in portraying complex, morally ambiguous characters. Medic proved that television could handle serious subject matter, and Boone was instrumental in elevating the medium with his commanding performances. Iconic role, Have Gun, Will Travel. Boone's defining role came as the Paladin in Have Gun, Will Travel, 1957 to 1963, a television western that combined sophistication, wit, and grit. As a gentleman gunfighter who carried a chess knight calling card and often quoted Shakespeare, Boone created a character that transcended typical Western stereotypes. The show's success ran 6 seasons, solidifying his place in American television history. Boone's portrayal blended intelligence, menace, and compassion, reflecting both the complexities of post-war America and his own multifaceted persona. His screen presence was magnetic, capable of dominating scenes with subtle gestures, ensuring that the Paladin became a lasting cultural icon. Film career highlights. Outside television, Boone enjoyed a rich film career. He appeared in The Tall T, 1957, with Randolph Scott Rio Conchos, 1964, Big Jake, 1971, opposite John Wayne, and The Warlord, 1965, with Charlton Heston. Frequently cast as villains or morally complex figures, Boone brought nuance to characters that might otherwise have been one-dimensional. His performances were distinguished by realism, intensity, and psychological depth, holding audiences' attention with commanding presence. Even in roles opposite larger-than-life stars like Wayne, Boone's ability to humanize antagonists or flawed heroes ensured he was remembered as more than just a supporting player. He was an actor of gravitas and skill. Personal life and marriages. Boone's personal life was marked by 3 marriages. His first, to Jane Hopper in 1937, ended in 1940. His second, to Mimi Kelly in 1949, lasted only a year. It was his 1951 marriage to Claire Malone that endured until his death in 1981, producing one son, Peter Boone. Peter appeared as a child actor on Have Gun. Will Travel, reflecting the family's professional and personal bonds. Boone's relationships reveal a man committed to family, despite the demands of his career. His long-term marriage and close connection to his son provided stability and intimacy, contrasting with the often turbulent and public world of Hollywood. Health challenges and lifestyle changes. In 1963, Boone suffered a serious car accident that temporarily halted his career, emphasizing the fragility of life even for a robust actor. The incident prompted reflection and redirected his focus toward pursuits beyond Hollywood, including writing, teaching, and community involvement. By the 1970s, Boone moved to Hawaii, embracing a quieter lifestyle. He taught drama at the University of Hawaii and participated in local theater, illustrating his commitment to nurturing talent and engaging with smaller communities, rather than chasing fame. These changes reflect Boone's preference for substance over spectacle, an ethos that guided both his personal and professional decisions. Relationship with John Wayne and funeral absence. Despite co-starring with John Wayne in Big Jake, 1971, Boone was notably absent from Wayne's funeral in 1979. While some speculated about tension, their relationship was professional rather than personal. Boone was private and introspective, uncomfortable with public ceremonies and Hollywood spectacle. Philosophical differences also played a role. Wayne was known for his conservative persona, while Boone held more liberal views. In addition, Boone's own declining health, early signs of throat cancer, made attendance difficult. His absence was consistent with his character, principled, independent, and deeply private, preferring personal reflection to public displays of emotion. Later years in Florida. In 1970, Boone moved to St. Augustine, Florida, seeking peace and distance from the Hollywood spotlight. He continued working in theater and education while maintaining a low profile. His later years were marked by declining health, heavy smoking, and introspection. Boone remained devoted to his craft, mentoring young actors and engaging in community projects. Even away from the public eye, his presence was felt through his work, philosophy, and influence on American television and film. This period reflected his enduring independence and commitment to a life defined by personal values rather than fame. Final years and passing. Richard Boone passed away on January 10, 1981, at age 63, from complications of throat cancer. Surrounded by close family and friends, he remained in St. Augustine, avoiding hospitalization and public attention. Boone's final days reflected the stoicism and dignity he had exhibited throughout his life. His ashes were scattered in the Pacific Ocean of Hawaii, honoring a place that had brought him peace and inspiration. This final act reflected the adventurous, unbound spirit that characterized his career and personal life. Boone's death marked the conclusion of a life lived on his own terms, with courage, independence, and artistic integrity. Legacy. Richard Boone's legacy endures through his television and film work, particularly his role as the Paladin in Have Gun, Will Travel. Known for portraying complex characters with intelligence, depth, and gravitas, Boone influenced generations of actors. His personal life, marked by independence, thoughtful reflection, and commitment to family, mirrored the nuanced personas he portrayed on screen. By stepping away from Hollywood's glare, he demonstrated that authenticity and artistry mattered more than public approval. Boone remains a symbol of strength, creativity, and principled independence, leaving an indelible mark on American entertainment.